What's going on, guys? This is Jewnbug, coach of the Maine Red Clawitzers, bringing you the Week 5 PUL matchup against Dax's team. But for a brief period of time, Latios took over, came into the PUL and took over for him. Played some pretty good battles, so that was a lot of fun. Looking at Dax's team here, obviously you have two steel types that really don't like any fire moves at all. And you have obviously some pretty good fire switch-ins, so there's good chemistry there. I actually dropped Mimikyu for Togekiss. Originally, I drafted Mimikyu, and then I dropped it for Togekiss when I was like not super impressed with its move pool, and that was sort of a misinformed play. And so I didn't want to get beaten by that. Luckily, I have Arceus Steel, which handles it pretty well. Necrozma's a threat, can pretty much do anything, and then Flygon with one D-Dance can be a pretty big threat to my Arceus Steel. Mega Gyarados, obviously that thing is going to want to D-Dance up, so if I can get in Mega Venusaur, it should be able to face that thing up. And Ho-Oh is actually really scary for my team as well. And I don't have any sort of natural electric type, fast electric type. I have Magnezone, a bulkier electric type, but any ground or honestly a banded fire move just takes care of me easily. And yeah, so So unfortunately, I don't have the my team with me. I couldn't find it. Must have battled on a different computer or something. But if I can just take a look at it right here. So I believe I had a I forget what my Magnezone was. My Mega Venusaur was a defensively bulky, supposed to take on, supposed to just eat any sort of Jolteon hits and take on Mega Gyarados if it tries to start setting up. Then I had HP Fire for Genesect as well. Enough special attack investment where it automatically killed no HP, like 8 Spadef, right, or something like that. As we can see, he's a non-shiny Genesect, which takes away a couple move options, including Blaze Kick, E-Speed, a few others. He's most likely holding a Drive. Mega Gyarados, and then Ho-Oh is looking pretty scary. I want to get rocks up as soon as I can. I have rocks on my Lando here. Then we have a classic sort of defensive Arcanine set, a little bit of support. I believe it has Will-O-Wisp. Will-O-Wisp. Oh no, excuse me. Yeah, so it's a Rocky Helmet Intimidate set that's meant to 1v1 Ho-Oh, like full defensive, Morning Sun, and then Wild Charge. So a non-banded Ho-Oh, it faces it up and can just let it take the recoil from Brave Bird if it uses Brave Bird, and then the Rocky Helmet damage, and from there it can just Morning Sun up, and then click Wild Charge, because obviously Ho-Oh's physical defense isn't that great. I believe it brought Will-O-Wisp, so it could come in on a non-adamant, I want to say, non-adamant Flygon after a D-Dance and Will-O-Wisp, but Arceus Steel is an Iron Defense set. Now this was a weird, it had a lot of things to, Dax and Loudy's team had a lot of things to threaten my Arceus Steel, but it's just so good I could not bring it. So the Iron Defense sort of buffs up my defenses upon the Ho-Oh or Flygon switch-in, and I had, I believe, T-Bolt and Judgment. Judgment hits Flygon hard enough. I didn't opt for Ice Beam. Problem is Jolteon doesn't care about Iron Defense and can fire off a T-Wave or a Volt Switch or a Discharge, so I got to use my electric immunity well here in order to protect Arceus. Um, and then Lando is a physical life orb set with Stealth Rocks, U-Turn, Rock Slide for a Ho-Oh. That's obviously really big. If I can outspeed it, he might be expecting a special set. Um, and then Latios. Latios is just, I believe, like a standard special attacker set to outspeed that sort of, oh no, that weird Genesect tier where it's like slightly above the base 100s, I believe. So, anyways, why don't we take a look at what happened? So he leads with Jolteon, pretty safe lead, and I lead with my Mega Venusaur. Now I know I can take pretty much any hit this thing has. I know it's going to be faster than me. So I'm figured, all right, I can scout this set a little bit. He might Volt Switch. That's a good play just to get some momentum. And I'm going to Mega, see what he's about. So he turns out to be a Life Orb offensive set. Now, this is a really good set for him because nothing outspeeds it. I don't have a Scarfer this week. Landorus I can easily take care of it, but he has HP Ice, obviously, for me, so pretty much I need to take care of my Mega Venusaur, otherwise this thing's going to be a problem. Even Arceus doesn't want to take hits from it just because it can't resist those electric hits, and with Life Orb they're going to be doing a lot. So I get Leech Seed up to play the Volt Switch. And then I switch out into my Ho-Oh counter, my Aethon. Now you're going to see here, Brave Bird, that does way too much. Now, as he hit the recoil, he hit the Rocky Helmet and the Leech Seed. He's probably not going to want to do that again, but, the Leech Seed damage will be gone because I'll be dead if he clicks it again. So, I realize, okay, this thing's banded, and that's not very good. So I get out of there and send him my Robocop, which can take in a Brave Bird. I know he's locked into Brave Bird. I quad resist it, so if he clicks it again, I'd get that recovery. And now, then he switches into Gyarados. Gets the Intimidate off. Doesn't matter really on my Robocop, obviously. So, it would have been great if I clicked Wild Charge there, actually. But, so now I'm a little bit nervous he's going to EQ right off the bat. And I just get the heck out of there. I know my Mega Venusaur is Mega Evolved, so I know it can take hits from this thing. And he fires off an EQ, and that does 38. So I'm looking at his set. I believe it showed Jolly based on it. I'm not certain. And I know, okay, I can face this thing up. That's a neutral 100 hit Crunch. I would live from this range as well. So I figure, all right, let's just try to get some damage off on this thing. Giga Drain, boom, gets me back to full health. The next move I make is the biggest blunder of pretty much the whole thing. Probably the game-losing mistake here. For whatever reason, I just guessed that he's going to switch out. He obviously doesn't because he's got a Dragon Dance up and he's at low health, so he's like smartly thinking, let me get off as much damage as I can. I Leech Seed, so then I have to switch into Robocop, take the Crunch, which it doesn't take well, and absorb more Leech Seed damage, and then go back into the Aethon, get an Intimidate off, figure he's going to go for Crunch, not Waterfall or Earthquake, because it hits most of my stuff. And he goes for Crunch, and I get critted. And I should have lived that, which is a bit of a bummer. At that point, though, no one really to blame but myself, because yeah, that was just a couple dumb plays. It's not like he could have flinched me with Crunch or anything. I was guaranteed to clean up that kill barring a crit, and I just let this thing just eat a big chunk out of my team. Deal about 80% to Magnezone and then kill my Arcanine. So that was my big mistake. But so be it. Now, I figure he doesn't probably love this matchup. Maybe he'll T-Wave me or Taunt or something. So I'm curious about this set as well. I figure make the safe play in Leech Seed, potentially getting the switch in and protecting my own switch in. And he goes for Shadow Ball again, which does enough damage to take out my Magnezone. But now at this point, I'm thinking, okay, he probably fears the judgment here, fears me outspeeding him, which is smart because I believe I did set my Colossus. Did I set it to outspeed? Well, I forget. This is the bummer about not having sets. But anyways, so switches out to his Genesect. Great mod. It's a special attack boost on me. I believe that's a tie. Now he goes for T-Wave. So I may be predicting a U-turn or something, knowing that I can hit most of his team hard with this thing. But he goes for a T-Wave, which is interesting. So I get in for free, which is awesome. And knowing I outspeed him, I'm not sure. Probably I had something to do with him. But anyways, so he gets out of there. Must not have Ice Beam. And I get Rocks Up. And then, boom, right off the bat, Rock Slide. Life Orb boosted Rock Slide. And I take out this Ho-Oh. So now I'm feeling pretty good. I'm not choiced into anything. I have Rocks Up for some chip. And I've just taken out the Ho-Oh, which was the biggest threat to my Mega Venusaur by far. Now, Jolteon comes in. HP Ices, that's fine. The rest of my team is more valuable than it at this point, just because the Jolteon can always, always one-hit me. And, a +1 Flygon. Flygon can set up on that thing. So, wasn't too worried about that. Did its job. Got the Ho-Oh kill, got the Rocks Up. So now Volt Switch, going to do a decent chunk, not quite enough. Going to switch out into the Genesect here, and I Synthesis up. Now, T-Wave here comes out. Okay, I knew he had that. Kind of interesting, because I'm wondering, all right, well, I'm slower than you anyways. What's going on here? But I was, I had HP Fire clicked, and I get the full para. Next, he goes for the Iron Head. Okay, so this thing's a para flinch set. I get the para again, and here you go. My only, or my best, I should say, win condition at this point goes down. So, next Naga comes in, clicks HP Fire, gets the kill, and then Frostlass comes back in. Now, Shadow Ball hits both these things real hard. And I don't want to take a T-Wave on my Arceus because that's the closest thing I have to a win con at this point. So I let it get the Ice Beam off. Then I use my Z Devastating Drake. I believe that was Draco. And Discharge from Jolteon. Life Orb Jolteon comes in and kills. So now I'm thinking, okay, I know that I can't one-hit a... I know that I can't... Excuse me. I know that Jolteon is going to get me in range of an Earthquake from Flygon easily. And I don't have Ice Beam, which is looking annoying at this point, but so be it. And yeah, so I figure, okay, this Jolteon's going to get its hits off on me. It's Life Orb, so it's killing itself as it does it. So I figure, all right, my only real chance here is to get some defense up, and I'm packing Recover, so hopefully that will work for me. As soon as I get parried, though, or excuse me, as soon as I saw, man, I don't really know. This whole game was a mess. My Mega Gyarados plays were terrible. And I didn't really think I could win from here, but who knows? He has Z Earthquake, gets the kill. That's a 1-0. So, there was that one little crit. I don't think that mattered that much in the grand scheme of things. Far more, what mattered was my lack of foresight when it came to the handling Mega Venusaur and letting that Mega Gyarados run through my team. So, GG to Laddie. At this point, Dax is back. I'm a few weeks behind. I'm going to try to get multiple uploads done, and that way get myself back on track. Yeah, so thank you guys very much for watching. Please check out any of the other PUL content that I've been putting out, and have a great day. See ya.